What is going on, everybody? Welcome to part two of what if every team made it to the Super Bowl. Um, just give me a couple seconds here to get everything set up. Okay, I think we got it. Yep. All right. All right. Just a preview from yesterday. So in round one, the Panthers beat the Cardinals. The Panthers moved on to round two. The Cowboys versus Niners. The 49ers won. So they're going to be facing off against the Panthers in round two. Then we also had the Buccaneers versus the Vikings. The Vikings won 10-7 against the Bucks. The Vikings moved on. Then we had the Falcons versus the Seattle Seahawks. The Falcons moved on, beating the Seahawks 3-0. And then in the final round from yesterday, before I had to end the stream, the Packers beat the Commanders 9-3. So now currently the match that we're gonna have right now is the Bears versus the Rams. Okay, there we go.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 24.
One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport and one of the best home crowds in any sport. Soldier Field in Chicago. Today we've got... Here's the former Cornhusker Brett Maher to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. This taken in at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep off of play action, you've got an all-star in the making.
Starting on the ground with Herbert. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. To throw is Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll run with Herbert. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 3rd and short, so didn't need much, but got a little extra on the backside. Nice run.
Chewed up the yardage, didn't he? To me, that was offensive line with leverage, good blocking angles, taking on a stacked defensive front. And once they chopped that little hole in the beginning, he took it and rambled.
And just the 3rd play from scrimmage, wanted to avoid the 3 and out and did just that. On first down, right back to Herbert. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. He'll get 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Herbert once more. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. From the gun, here's Fields. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equanimous St. Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Now a first down throw, Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's 2nd and 3. Fields. That's to Moore, and he's got it. Touchdown Bears. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Bears will take the lead here in the final.
Guys, we might
minute of the
actually
first
see an
half.
upset here with the Bears.
Well, that drive felt like it took up an
The
eternity. We
the
finally
Bears
got some
are
action on the
number
scoreboard.
10,
Yeah, but
the
plenty
number
of
10
action
seed,
prior to,
while the
because that
Rams
drive
are
took
number
up all the
4.
first quarter before we spilled into the second.
This would
And
be a
finally,
huge
points were
win
registered.
for the
On the other
Bears if they
sideline, they're
get
chomping
this.
at the bit just to get the football. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Well, after the touchdown, here's the punter Trenton Gill to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a longtime starter in the NFL, a former #1 overall pick way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
And his task in this situation is making sure this team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the second quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at them right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
On first down, Stafford here. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here's 2nd and 10. Stafford now to throw. That's caught. Puka Nacua. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And his throw here's incomplete. Not the warmest starts throwing the football. He was 1 for 3, now 1 for 4 on the opening drive.
So getting him comfortable is the key. And for him, it might be different than what we think is comfortable. We're probably thinking swing passes, easy checkdowns. Some guys, they're better off throwing it downfield. That's what really loosens them up.
To the air again, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. Back deep, Trent Taylor. It's taken to the 26. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bears take over. And the Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Fields on 1st down. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This one from 46 yards out. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coach. Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the game. We're going to skip through halftime here and headed back to the field for the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun.
$10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the...
Williams loses the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out in this third quarter with a little fire. Instead, they put the ball on the ground.
And you know that has to be the discussion at halftime, because they're down 2 scores. We got to come out with a little bit more urgency than we had in the first half. Now that urgency falls on their defense because they can't fall down 3 scores and hope to come back and win this game.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Following the fumble recovery, Fields. And down inside the 15 he goes. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Khalil Herbert taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Well, after the touchdown, here's the punter Trenton Gill to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. Underneath, caught by the tight end, Allen. First target, first catch, and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
I'll tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. 4th down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense, just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a first down, but a big play as well.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 1st down, it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, it's Stafford. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They snap it to Stafford. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on
Alright, so the Bears are going to move on to the next round. Next, we have the 7th seed Lions versus the number 11th seed, the Giants.
the punter, Jack Fox, has us ready to go, and we are underway here at Ford Field. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants, but his talents were revealed. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jones looking to throw it on the first play. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Now Jones. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. No score after one on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones. A short one here, secured by the tight end Waller. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant 1st down.
And every time you step on a field, coaches are always going to talk about how important tackling is in a ball game. In this one, especially so. You can't allow these guys to break free and get extra yards after contact, but that's exactly what happens here. That can't continue as this game goes on.
Jones throw complete here to Waller. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Let's be smart. Let's get what we got. They can't stop us. This is your game, baby.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
They'll look to throw again. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Second and 5. Back to throw. Jones. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Gano's kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So our initial drive this afternoon results in 3. Not sure that that's a statement necessarily, but getting points on the road, never a bad thing.
You're exactly right about that. I love how you framed it, right? Not sure it's a statement, but at the same time, you're putting something out there, aren't you? Letting them know, hey, we came to play today.
Four seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, and came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Just one field goal and a tightly played first half as we resume action here in quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Goff on first down. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
4 yards the pickup, first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now it's Goff. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Let's do this, man.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Reynolds. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
And now the timeout call. So 5 seconds left, and a field goal would send us to overtime. So here comes a very important kick now for Michael Badgley. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice, intense, on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. So the first crack here in overtime goes to the New York Giants as we are back underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles, because my palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the 3rd drive of overtime. And as we know, from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared to what's going on that field. Both of the field goal kickers active here early. Can one of them become the hero and end this thing?
Jones connects with Slayton. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And this will be a Giants 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Now Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And that not what they wanted. They lose yards on 1st down. One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. So still 14 yards to go, second down. Barkley, inside handoff. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. Here's Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Goff with his first throw in OT. St. Brown on the catch. So the OT clock hit 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Play action. It's Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you got a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now,
or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
Now gone. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So the OT clock hit 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Goff now looking to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught at the 10. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. They're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker. As you mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. And if you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
On second down, Montgomery. And he is going to lose yardage here. So the OT clock hit 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. To throw is Goff. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game, but, hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner.
All right, so the Lions are now moving on to the next round, and this next match is the last match of round 1. It's going to be the Saints versus the Eagles.
So that'll just about...
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup on... Glad you're with us. It's Blake Groupie to get this one started, and off we go here in New Orleans. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
To throw at the outset, here's Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says, our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people, and right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second and 6 with the ball on the 7. Throwing is Hurts. And he's got it. And he is out of bounds here. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Swift. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Second down. Here's Hurts. They'll roll him out right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here come the Saints now for their first drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here, 7-0. A happy sight for a lot of these fans. We're jumping right over halftime and getting back into the action. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
They start the second half with Kamara. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Carr. He gets it to Thomas. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Add that one to the good run tally right there. He's been strong throughout this game, and there's no reason to suggest he's going to slow down in the fourth quarter at all. And that's exactly what they need him to do. Keep churning out first downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing his Carr. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
All 3 timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10. Here's Carr. This one taken in by Olave. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. This is 1st and 10. Carr to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Blake Groupie now for the extra point. And we may very well be headed to overtime. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here's first down. Now they'll fake it there on the jet sweep, and instead, here's Swift. And that, not what they wanted. They lose yards on first down. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. So it's the Saints who are going to be in position to get the ball first as we are back underway and set for overtime. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. First throw of overtime for Carr. Pass complete. Thomas at 5 yards. Not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run. One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Now Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
Carr completes it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime, now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
Carr. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
This is unbelievable.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. 2nd and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
So only a field goal on that opening drive of overtime. Will that hold up? We'll find out as the kick's away. Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Hurts. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And you just had the feeling when they took the field for this drive, they meant business. They knew a field goal would keep the game going, but a touchdown would end it here in overtime. And that nearly did it right there. What a play to put them in position to win this ball game.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 2nd and a couple. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Once again, it's Swift. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Here's Swift. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Defense really sold out there to stop the run. Understandable down near the goal line. Now on 2nd down, you have to wonder, might we see play action here and a flip right over the top?
One more time with Swift. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. A quick throw there is incomplete. They sure went against conventional wisdom, calling a pass on 3rd and inches.
Had to be thinking to themselves, the defense is going to overcommit against the run. Should be an easy pitch and catch. Didn't turn out that way.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Yeah, the Saints signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially get out of here with a tie. The kick by Elliott is good. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Both teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Can I be a little bit of Dennis Downer here, though? That drive, able to go that far, yet they had to kick the field goal to keep playing. You would have thought maybe could they punch it in and go ahead and end it?
We get more free football.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Come on.
I'm back upbeat again. Forget the downer stuff.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And that's not going to help a whole lot. Maybe 4 yards on 1st down. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got Johnson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is, if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If you make someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Carr now on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
On 2nd down, Kamara. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From midfield, here's Carr.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, man, if that's on target, this game's over. He led him just a little bit too much. And if they don't go on to win this one, that's a play that will be discussed around the city and on talk shows all week long.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. On the option to give to Swift here.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Now back to throw. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll look to throw. Oh, it's complete. A diving grab there by Brown. So the OT clock hit 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. And the Saints signal for another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end, but that kick puts the exclamation mark on it.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Wow, that was probably the longest game of Madden I've watched. So, with that, we now are moving into round 2 of this. This, the the Eagles are going to be moving on to the next round. So now in round 2, uh, in round 2, game 1, we have the Panthers versus the Niners.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Niners and the Panthers coming up next.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault. And that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one in the NFC, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Carolina Panthers. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. Happy to be with you. And CD, as we get this thing going, give the folks at home something to keep their eye on.
The running game for both teams, because I think this is going to be an old-fashioned, old-school type of a game. Physical, who wins up front, who runs the ball the best and controls the clock, they will come out the victor.
Now the Michigan man, Jake Moody, to get us started. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
On play action, Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Young. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defender's minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
Now here's the former Panther, had some great years with him. It's Christian McCaffrey. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Just a gain of a couple there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A handoff left, McCaffrey down to about the 45.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line. Throwing on 2nd down, it's Purdy. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Now Purdy. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
But both teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave them some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
Young to throw it. Open here, Adam Thielen. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Final play of the half, Young. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've hit halftime in what was obviously a very fast-moving first half of play. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been a defensive stalemate. No scoring in that first half whatsoever, but a breakthrough can't be too far off. And for the start of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it in a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Purdy now to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Purdy now on second down. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
So 3 quarters in the book, still no one on the scoreboard. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Well, this defense needing a stop here. Got to have it. 3rd and 9. They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Here's Johnny Hacker now, standing just about on his own goal line. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. 2nd and 6 coming up. Purdy to throw. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll take this down to the 44-yard line.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. To throw is Purdy. That's caught out right by Jennings. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he gets it down to the 32. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Every day, let's do what we do every day. This is where you step up. Hey, what we get?
2 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's a 1st and 10 now. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's a 2nd and 7. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Big play looming here. This is 3rd and 7 with a crowd on their feet. Here's Samuel, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and Union Street will be hopping tonight. The 49ers have won it. So the victory here for San Francisco, and not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. For the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
Well, you know what they say. It's always fun to work on things.
With
if it
that,
didn't go
the
well in your
49ers
game,
are now moving on to the quarterfinals. Now, in the next round, we have the Vikings versus the Falcons.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. And it comes your way next.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.